Hello all the students, welcome to the class of English. Today I am going to make you learn how notice is written. After that, as much as the time will permit, we'll go for a text all about a dog. So let us first start with notice writing. Okay. This is what we'll learn today. It contains usually 4 things. First, event. The notice must be of some event. Then, inauguration. Number 3, any function. Number 4, general information. So what you learn by now that it is a written or printed form of some instruction and meant for a specific group of people. Today what I am going to make you learn, it's about a school notice board, the notice that you put on your school notice board for the sake of the students. So before that, just have a look of it, that it contains an event or an inauguration or function or general information, and right now I am writing a notice for an event. So here we go. Before writing, 4 things you should learn about it. You should be known about the other facts that's related to the notice. How a notice is written properly. Number 1, you must keep your mind the length of it. Length. 80 words approximately. As it is not as lengthier as the other forms of writing, so you must keep in your mind that you should mention only the relevant points. No examples should be there. Otherwise, it will exceed the limit of the words that is asked for you to write. So, you should always write it mentioning the relevant points. The next one, you should avoid personal pronouns while writing it. What are personal pronouns? Personal pronouns are I and we. You must not use these pronouns while writing a notice. Okay. Then it should be written in passive voice. So use passive voice only and indirect speech. So it should be written in passive voice and in indirect speech. And also the other point is format, which is very important in case of writing all the letters, be it official or personal. So format is very important. Now my next attempt will be to show you how the format is done, how the format is maintained. So have a look, have a brief look. I am going to rub it and then write for you the format. At first you have to make a rectangular box. It's very mandatory. When you have a sheet of paper on your table, just put the margin like that. You have to put any business letter in a rectangular box. Then at the center on the top, you have to mention the name of the school. Let's say it's ABC school. Comma, then the name of the place, Barakpur. Write it just at the center on the top. Then below it you have to write the word notice in all capitals. NOTICE. You have to write it down. Okay. Then on the left hand side you have to put the date. The day you are writing the notice on, you have to mention that day. Okay. So this is the format is going. Now the subject. Suppose let us take the subject of annual concert. Annual concert, that is going to be happen on the next month, and we are going to write this. So here on subject you have to write annual concert. Clear? Now here comes the major part, the vital one, that is the body of the notice. Here we go. For that you have to remember 6W. W দিয়ে শুরু হওয়া 6টা word. So the 6 words started with W, you have to remember it yourself. Otherwise you might skip some of the points while writing it. Then now I am going to elaborate what are the 6 words. Okay. At first, what. Here you have to describe what the event is all about. What the event is all about, you have to describe it. Next is who. Who is adhered to the notice? Mane for whom? Who is going to read the notice? For whom it is written? So there it is the next W. Who. Then where. Where the event is going to happen or organized. So next point is where you have to give the details of the venue. And then when. Here you mention the time and date of the event that is going to be happened, that is going to be held. You have to mention it on the 4th point. These are not about the sentences. You may not write a new sentence for each W, but you have to mention all these. Might be in a single sentence, that is also well, but you have to mention, you cannot skip any points. Okay. Now the 5th one is what to do. It is a phrase actually, what to do. Here you have to mention, you have to express, you have to help the students if it is meant for the students, as it is an annual concert. So you have to help your students out for what they should do regarding the annual concert. So what they should do, you have to mention in that point. Okay. And the last one is whom. It is actually whom to approach for further details. Somebody is there under the charge of this, so you have to mention his name or designation or anything else, who is responsible to give all the answers to your queries regarding the annual concert. So this is the body of the, how the body of the notice is written. You have to follow the 6 W's. So here it is. Now I am going to write a notice for you. Let this be shifted above so that I get a I get maximum place to write. Annual concert. Students of this esteemed means high reputation, of high reputation, very reputed. Student of this esteemed institution are hereby informed to attend the annual concert 2020 on, then say there is a date of next month, you put it here, on, at the school auditorium time 4 p.m. First three W's are here expressed. Now then, what the students will do the next, beyond just attending the program, they need to take their entry pass. So here in the next line you have to write it down that they have to take the entry pass from their class teachers or the other volunteers, and next we have to give them the instruction that they have to take their entry pass from their respective class teachers or class monitor, or if any other person is allotted for this work. Here we have to mention it in the next point. As I have already told you that it should be written in passive voice. So here I am going to write, they are requested to collect their entry pass from the respective class teachers. At last, it should be mentioned that for further details they might contact person. Now, how you gonna end this up? For that, I am with testing. Then I will write it the ending portion only. Okay. Once the body of the notice is completed, after that you have to write here on the right hand side, by order the cultural secretary, signature with date, and it is countersigned by the headmistress. Here it is countersigned. Along with signature and her date. So this is how a notice should be written. So few things you have to remember while writing a notice. The first one is how the format should be. Second one, the length of the notice. Then you have to mention, you have to elaborately cover up all the 6 W's, what to write, whom to write, and who is concerned for the notice, where the event is going to be organized, when it is organized, all the W that I have already mentioned. You have to check it after writing it whether you have written or you have completed or you have not missed anything while writing a notice. So this should be in mind while you are writing a notice. Here ends the class. Now I am going to take your text class. It's all about the dog. All about the dog. It's by Alfred George Gardiner. The story, as the title suggests, it's about the dog.
A speechless creature.
One doesn't speak, but the story is centering around him only. So, let me give you a gist of it first, then I will not read all the lines, but wherever there are some important points, I will definitely read it for you. So, the story is sort of parable, because here some set of rules or rather a moral lesson is imparted through the text. The story starts with a bus on road going to its own destination. The weather, which acts a very important role in the story, is bitterly cold. Bitterness is not always related to the taste. It is it's sometimes related to the feelings also. When the night is so chill and the temperature is so frozen, the air that blows is considered to be bitterly cold. So here the night is very bitterly cold, it's cold. So let us assume the situation that the conductor, who is in the control of the bus, standing at the doorstep in that night. The wind he is actually facing on face. But the passengers are boarding, they were sitting inside the bus because they had the tickets and they were travelling with all comforts. So there lies the differences. Okay, before that I want to tell you that while writing this story, the author, the essayist, has focused some themes that are predominant in that contemporary society. Okay? So I am writing into themes. First one, he actually has explored some themes. So the themes explored. I am writing in brief. The themes explored are determination. As I proceed, I will give you how these themes are covered. So, not to get worried about anything, just have your ears with full concentration on me. Determination. Then, class. Yes, these are the themes. Class. Then, power. Then resentment, then control, defiance, and the last one is change. So these are the themes that are covered throughout the text. Now just listen how the story is narrated. So the situation is telling us the frustration is obvious for the conductor to bear against the passengers, because there is a difference in state, in class, as he belongs to the class lower to the passenger, so the pain that he is facing is very common. So here the class is explored. This state of mind, when you are continuously in a particular state of mind which is not at all very nice to feel, then obviously psychologically you must have some problem in your characteristic state. Here it is the same story with the conductor. He bears frustration himself. Now how he explodes it? He explodes it whenever he gets the first chance to shed it off or at when the passenger is at fault, when the passenger is found at fault, and the same thing happens here. A woman, two companions boarded into the bus with a Pekingese dog. It's a Pekingese. The pronunciation I am going to write it for you. You just remember. Pekingese. It should be pronounced like that, but the spelling is there in your book. So it should be pronounced like Pekingese. So Pekingese dog was carried by the woman, and she boarded the bus and bought her ticket and sat. At that point of time, when the conductor was near to her to take her fare, his eyes fell upon the woman with the dog. And obviously the first and foremost law, that is for the bus, you cannot carry an animal there. No dogs allowed on bus. This is the rule. And this gave a golden chance to the conductor, rather he was always in search of those chances not to miss, and always he tried to utilize it, throwing his great power to the passengers. So here one thing, just look at the first paragraph. Here it is mentioned general base grievance. General base grievance, this grievance, this grievance is very common to the conductor. Just because he is not in the zone of comfort, so he always tries to attack the passengers whenever they are found with some fault activity. So here he got a chance, and then and there, as in his control, so he commanded that the woman had to take the dog out and sat on the roof of the bus. So here determination is projected. Then afterwards, the woman also had her own rules, that is on humanitarian grounds, but here the conductor had the law because it is always there. Some rules and regulations are there in every field, like in traveling into a bus also, that dogs are not allowed in the bus. So here she was following it strictly, rather over strictly. So the woman had to go upstairs, but before that there people, the other passengers, 4 passengers on humanitarian grounds, they raised a hue and cry and they protested it. They criticized the conductor for being so rude to the woman in such a bitterly cold night, where it is so uncomfortable to face the wind right from the windows. How could a woman sit on the top and face it, even with a dog, which is also very harmless and all that. So here the passengers revolted the conductor, but as the conductor was abide by the rules, he had the power to skip it also, but he did not choose to do that. So here his resentment and power is misutilized. There, next, when the woman found no other way to sort out things, then she decided to climb down the bus and she went up to the bus with the door. Now when it started, the bus was going on the road. In the meantime, some engine trouble was seen. The bus stopped again because the engine was not working properly. To fix up the problem, the conductor came down and helped the bus driver to fix up the engine. things was going on like that. Then after some time, it began also. But meanwhile, the woman who was shivering on the top came down. She actually stole her steps to the bus and sat comfortably in the corner of the bus. Other people are just onlookers because they were also by her side, because humanity does not allow anyone to be so rude. And if the law is made for the dog and the dog is not doing any harm to any passenger, then what's wrong if sometimes we break the rules? It's also humanity. Whatever, that's on another level. Then again the conductor entered when everything was sorted out. Then the bus, as the bus started to move, the conductor pulled the check. The indication that everything was okay. Now we can drive the bus ahead. So this was the inclination. But he again pulled the chain to stop the bus. Then all of the passengers got astonished. What happened next? The driver looked blank. Then he hinted at the dog again, which was actually carried by the woman. And meanwhile, while they were busy doing the engine proper, she stole her steps to the bus. And again the whole drama was repeated. Again there was lots of revolts, protests. The conductor was being constantly criticized. Some of them even left the bus also, and some of them demanded to take their fares back also. But all the protests were of no avail. The conductor could not listen to them. He did not. So again the woman had to go upstairs. Meanwhile, there was the last bus passing. Even that was also so rude. The carelessness, the indifference, attitude of the people was seen. That it did not even stop seeing that scene. There was on the pavement while the bus was on hold, some policemen with constables were standing. They went to go for the police to ask help or to solve the problem, but the police also supported the conductor as he was strictly following his rules. It was his duty. He was just doing his duty. So here the woman was not given any sort of consideration. So again the woman had to do what the conductor wanted her to do. Went upstairs, and thus the conductor had the control of the bus, and this was the power he sometimes. This is actually defiance, that is hostility. It was the hostile attitude was done by the conductor to that woman. Anyways, there ended up the story, but the last paragraph which I am going to read, because it is important that you should go with it. This is their carriage, the content, the thought content of the whole story is written there. When everyone got down from the bus, only the conductor and the narrator, who was unnamed here, no name is mentioned. So there was a conversation between the two only. And for that, as I told you that it is a sort of parable, here you can get my point. Why I am telling it to you? Because it contains a moral lesson. Now, hear me. Rules, I said, are necessary things. Some are hard and fast rules, like the rule of the road, which cannot be broken without danger of life and limb. But some are only rules for your guidance, like the rule of the dogs. You can use your common sense here. They are meant to be observed in the spirit, not in the letter. For the comfort of the passengers, you have kept the rule, but broken its spirit. You should mind your rules with a little goodwill and good temper. The whole story, it's not about win or loss or defeat or victory. It's not. Whatever, whoever, however, the rules are protected, but the humanity fails here. Because rules are maintained at the stake of the life of human beings. Are rules better than human beings? No, never. Rules are there for the comfort of the human beings to give them some. Okay, and rules are of two types. Some are hard and fast rules. Those are very strict, those like of the traffic rules, because you cannot break it. Because if you do that, accidents may occur. But some rules are just for the guidance, like the rule of the classroom. You have to keep the class quiet so that you can cooperate with your teacher to get the knowledge. It's important. But that doesn't mean that if a student is choking, if a student is feeling her throat choke, I will not allow her to go and have a glass of water, because humanity comes first, then guidelines, rules. So here the conductor follows up the rules. He knows the nitty-gritty of the rules, but he forgets the essence of it. Why rules are made, he forgets that. So when the author or the narrator, because it is not mentioned if the author is the narrator, the name is unnamed. So here the narrator tells him why and where he goes wrong. Thank you.